This is the plaintiff, Lisa Kammerman, and her husband, Richard. She contends that despite the defendant's guarantee that she would not burn or peel at his tanning salon, she did indeed get a severe burn after 3 sessions, and she wants a refund. She's suing for $1,000 for the money she paid him, doctor bills, and pain and suffering. This is the defendant, Steve Goodhue, owner of Sundays Tanning Centers. He insists that the plaintiff could not have gotten burned at his tanning center, and he figures she probably either sunbathed or went to another tanning salon and is trying to blame him for her problem. He's accused of misrepresentation. What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in a California municipal court. Both parties have agreed to dismiss their court cases and have their dispute settled here in our forum, the People's Court.
Hi, I'm Don Llewellyn, and welcome to the People's Court. This is the case of the tanner who did a slow burn. Now, the plaintiff claims she turned red after the very first session, but was told to come back a few more times before they could be positive that it was a burn. Well, she did just that and now wants her money back as guaranteed in the defendant's brochure. The defendant says he can prove the plaintiff did not receive a burn at his place, and adds that she would have noticed a burn after her very first visit. So let's watch as the litigants tell their sides of this dispute to Judge Wilder.
The People's Court case number 3101, Kammerman versus Sundays Tanning Centers for $1,000. All rise, please.
You may be seated. I know you've been sworn now. I have read your complaint. You claim that you received some burns at the defendant's sun tanning lotion.
Yes.
Lotion, I started to say salon.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you first go there, ma'am?
Okay, I first went on Saturday, April 2nd, for a birthday present. My husband and I both went, and we bought a 10-session package for $150.
And how many were you going to take?
I was going to take most of them. He was just going to take the first one.
All right. You signed a contract?
I signed a release form, which I have here.
Release form.
It's the pink form.
Personal data. Is that also a card that you made out?
Yes.
But you didn't sign it?
Where it says signature.
Yes, but there's no signature. It's blank.
I know, because that's just so he has my card.
All right. Do you have the signed?
No, I didn't bring her card, Your Honor.
Why not?
Why not? Because I'm contending that she didn't burn, so the release form is irrelevant as far as my defense goes.
Interesting. All right. Did you fill this out, however?
Yes, I did, and the reason he didn't bring it is because I did mark on it that I burn very easily and never tan.
It says burn easily, never tan.
That's what I marked.
Do you know whether your card says that, sir?
I don't recollect if she said it. I know she filled it out and she signed it, but I didn't bring it along for the reasons I just stated.
Whether you think it's important or not, it may be important to her. If she put this on it, it may have some relevance. Pardon?
Well, I agree with you. Do you want me to address that now, or should I wait until she speaks
you
about
said
the
you
claim?
don't know whether your card says it or not.
Well, I said I didn't bring the card. I'm not familiar with what it said or not. You know, to address that particular point, she was put in a machine where there are no ultraviolet B burning rays. So that's really...
Did you personally take care of her?
No, I did not. I was at the store at the
Who
time. An employee of mine who's no longer with the company.
But you were there when
That's
she
correct.
was put under the machine? Do you remember seeing him
He
there?
was not there.
Okay, would you explain what you do at this tanning place?
Okay, she described to me the system and said that I was guaranteed not to burn. She said it's impossible for you to burn on the system.
Who said that?
The two ladies. I believe she was one of them, but the other lady, I think is the lady that he's referring to, is no longer employed with them.
They told you were guaranteed not to
They
burn?
said that you will not burn and you will tan. My husband went into the tanning salon. He tanned very, very slightly. I went in and I just turned pink. She said that this sometimes happens.
What is this that you go into or under? What is it?
It's-
I have some pictures, Your Honor, if you'd like to see what it looks like.
Yes.
The bed marked ours is the machine she went on. The other bed is what denotes most other tanning salons.
You lie down on this
Yes.
thing?
They ask you to wear a sticker and then remove the sticker afterwards to see if you tanned, and I had only gone pink. I showed the girls this, and they
Let
said
me show you this thing that says hours. Ask
I
you.
have submitted one of those too.
Well, is this what you use? Yes. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
The one on the left says hours?
Yes.
How long are you under that? Were you under it?
You're on for about 30 minutes.
And you turned pink?
Yes. And I showed the girls that, and they said that it was a reaction to the heat of the lamps and not a burn. And they said that it would take at least 4 sessions because of my pale skin for, for me to turn brown. So I returned the following day. I came out, I was red. This time I was not sore, so I believe their explanation, but it was just heat from the lamps that they recently cleaned and were very powerful. So I went home again. The following day I came back, and before I went in there, I showed the lady that I still was not brown.
Is this the lady you showed?
No. The lady that he says that's no longer employed with them. I showed the lady that I was still red and I was not brown. She said to go onto the lamp again. I went onto the lamp for about 10 minutes and I felt my chest starting to burn up, so I came out and I said to her, I'm burnt, and she said, you are. Here's the number of the owner. I asked her that I wanted a refund. She said she couldn't authorize that. She gave me the number of the owner, Steve Goodhue, and the phone number, and I went home. And that night was absolute agony. I had really bad burns. I had to take the following day off work. I went through numerous cans and lotions and potions to try and soothe the burning, and I couldn't. I went to the doctors to get some antihistamines and some cream. I called Steve Goodhue, and he said that he would give me a refund if I could produce the doctor's report, which I did. He then accused my doctor's report of being bogus, saying that a friend had written it and had arranged to meet me.
Did you go in and see him?
He'd arranged for me to meet him at the Beverly Hills branch, and he wasn't there. Instead, his obnoxious partner was there. I was on antihistamines at the time, was really drowsy and not feeling too good at all. And this guy harassed me. He said that he was not a messenger service through the letter that I'd written to Steve Goodhue, and just generally made my stay there absolutely hell. I left in tears, and I came home to my husband, who witnessed that, and for the following 3 nights, I could not sleep. It was while the burning, after the burning had gone, it was just the
Did you see the
constant
doctor
itching.
more than once?
No, I saw her once, just once.
Just the one time?
Yes. And she prescribed me the antihistamines and the cream. And in her doctor's report, it states that it's a lateral burning. I had no burning from here to here. It was just straight down. And she said it had been caused from a sunbed. It's impossible for me to have gone to another sunbed because you're not supposed to go more than once a day. And this happened in consecutive
You
days.
didn't see anyone else or go to any other tanning salon?
You can't do that. You can only go once a day. And this happened in consecutive days.
Mr. Goodhue, this personal data card, is this filled out by everyone?
That's correct. As a matter of fact, I have the one her husband filled out the day that she came.
You have the one her husband filled out, but
That's
you don't
correct.
have hers.
That's correct.
That's probably because mine says I tan easily, right?
Yes,
Let
and
me
mine
see-
said I
let me
burn
see it.
easily.
It says always tan, never burn.
That's me though.
I said his. Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are you allergic to the sun? No. Are you Are you pregnant? No. Ever used tanning equipment before? Yes. Why do you ask these questions on this personal data card? Why do you want to know if someone burns easily or whether they tan easily?
It's a screening device. See, one of the things we...
Why do you ask it? I know it's a screening device, it's obvious, but why is it a screening device?
Well,
What are you trying to find out?
I'll explain it to you.
Please.
The reason for that is because people a lot of times will combine natural sun tanning with indoor sun tanning, and we like to be able to recommend certain things if they're going to do both. Our machine is a very simple machine. There are no burning rays. But I'd like to address some of her claims. May I do
No,
that?
I want you to answer me first.
Okay.
Why do you want to know if they burn easily and never tan?
Well, I tried to explain that to you. If a customer wants to combine outdoor tanning, tanning in the natural sunlight, with tanning indoors, it's important that we know what their skin type is like so we can recommend some kind of suntan protection factor if they're going to go out in the sun.
Why do you think it's so important to bring his card and not hers?
I didn't really think about it, Your Honor, because she's contending that she got burned in my machine. I have some answers to that I can address the court with.
We'll hear the defendant's answer to the plaintiff's complaint right after these messages.
Nice slacks, Charlie. Gonna be ready for the party tonight?
Sure. They'll be done in minutes.
You're kidding.
Who are you talking to?
My friend Charlie, he's a billboard for CNR.
A billboard.
Yep, a billboard. You like my new slacks? Buy slacks at C&R, and if all you need is the bottoms tailored, we'll finish them free while you wait. C&R, because you deserve more.
3, 2, 1. We have Hudson Butters Liftoff, the amazing 3 cleaners in 1 can. It's a gum and adhesive remover. It's a degreaser. It's a household spot remover. Nothing lifts it off like Matzenbacher's Liftoff.
Matzenbacher's Liftoff is available at True Value Hardware and Home Centers.
Hello, Doc Severinsen here to tell you about the great car giveaway at Los Alamitos. This Saturday night, we're giving away 10 free Nissan Sentras from Carmen Cusa Nissan of Cyprus to 10 lucky people. And that's not all. We're also giving away 10 VCRs plus 10 free portable stereos. And that's not all. We've got a great night of quarter horse racing too. So come on out to Los Alamitos this Saturday night. You could drive home in a brand new Nissan Sentra.
The Cooper Building. Why not make a day of it? 860 South Los Angeles Street at 9th downtown. Over 70 discount showrooms where you'll save up to 75% every day. For men, women, and children on designer fashions, the latest styles and trends in quality leather goods and accessories. A complete selection of name brand cosmetics, linens, and more. Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30, Sundays 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Cooper Building, the heart of the garment district. Also in Santa Ana at 1928 South Grand.
The plaintiff contends she was burned by the defendant's machine. The defendant wishes to dispute it.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, there's a lot of drama here about how she burned herself. We've got a very simple policy at Sundays. You don't pay anything until you've tanned in our machine. After you tan the machine, if you're not satisfied, we do not charge you.
What if you burn?
If you burn, we don't charge you. If you burn, I'm assuming no one's going to want to buy anything. The fact of the matter is, she got something and she decided to buy a $150 package after she tanned. So I didn't twist her arm and say to buy it. She wasn't charged until after she tried the machine. She was obviously satisfied enough to purchase a membership with her husband. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is she mentioned after the first day that she got pink or she got burned. Okay, why would anyone come back the next day and then the
That's
third
an argument,
day?
sir. She said that the woman told her to come back.
Okay, well that's what she said. I'm saying that didn't occur.
I'm
Well,
saying,
you're saying it didn't occur, but you weren't there.
Okay, well I said I was there. She's the one that maintained
You
it
didn't
wasn't.
hear the conversation between the two of them.
Well, I'm saying I
did.
didn't hear it because it didn't exist. Okay, can I continue on this? Just
Yeah,
on this line?
But I want you to realize that what you're saying, it just doesn't mean a thing to me.
But why is what I'm
You're
saying?
just making an argument. You're not giving me any direct testimony about anything.
I'm giving you direct testimony that said the woman came in, bought a sun tanning package after she tried it. That's our policy. She decided she wanted to do it. She liked it so much she came back 3 other times.
Excuse me, can I just say one thing?
Can I just
Well,
finish,
that-
please?
that-
If in
I'll
fact
take
she,
charge of this,
if
sir.
in fact she burned.
I'm not at your tanning salon. I'll take charge of
I
the
understand. I'm
case.
just trying to make a point. She had a.
I heard you. I know what you're trying to do.
She bought a package after she tried the machine. If she had a burn, she could have gotten a doctor's report after
She
that.
didn't think she had a burn after the first one, apparently, sir.
Well,
Until the lady who was with her said it's pink, come back the next day.
okay, well, she mentioned that she had a burn after the second day. I don't understand why she'd come back a
I
third
didn't.
day.
Because the lady told her to come back.
That's what she's saying. I'm saying that's not.
I heard what you said,
Okay, I don't-
but you're not hearing what she's saying at all.
I am, I just
That's
don't.
my job, is to hear both sides.
Okay, I just don't want to have it interpreted as fact. I just don't train my employees to tell someone to come back when they're burned. But the
Did
last.
you try to get that ex-employee to come here today?
Yeah, she doesn't live here anymore. She just moved out of state.
Where does she live?
I don't know. She left about 3
How
months.
long did she stay with you?
4 months.
Okay.
The last point I'd like to make is this. Coincidentally, she happened to tan on a Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All of her tanning sessions were after 5 p.m. You know, she says she'd never go to another tanning salon after going to ours, but I'm just questioning her judgment, the fact that she came back to mine 3 times. There are too many other things she could have done between the time she came to my store and the time she came back the next 2 or 3 days.
I
She
work
could have
on
gone in the
Saturday, Sunday,
sun,
Monday.
she
What
could have
kind
gone
of
into
work do
another
you do?
tanning
I
salon.
train horses, and I work from 8 o'clock till 4 in Malibu. I do not leave the property. We have a security guard who can verify that. And another thing, when he says that he was there, how come the employee? I mean, I was curious to say, because if it was pink, I said to her, well, if it doesn't tan, can I buy more? Can I buy more sessions? And she said, I'll have to verify that, and I'll have to call the owner. How could she call him on the phone when he was there in the building? She said, I heard the whole conversation. She said, I apologize for interrupting your dinner. He was at home when she called him. Unless there are 5 million owners to the company, it's very doubtful that he was there, unless he's invisible and can be in 2 places at once.
I gather when you're training horses or riding horses, you're fully clothed.
Yes, I'm covered.
You're covered.
Because I have sensitive skin, which is why I was attracted to their sunbed and not anyone else's, because I know I have, and I'd warned them of that before that, and they assured me it's impossible for you to turn.
You have something to tell me?
Well, basically, I'm here to say that I wasn't aware of any complaint until after, say, her third visit.
Were you
Because
with
she
her?
wasn't there.
Were you with her at every visit?
No, I wasn't. No, but I just wasn't
How
aware.
would you be aware of a complaint if you weren't with her?
Well, after her third, I mean, I was aware through the company, but I was there on her first visit when she came out, and she did complain of being pink. And I reassured her that it's due to the
You were
heat.
the one who told her to come back?
Well, I did say, to wait
There
a
were 2
couple
of
of
them.
hours. Because the heat, it's like climbing out of a hot bathtub. The bulbs, they get very warm. And so your skin does tend to get pink, due to the heat of the beds. And usually, the heat subsides after a couple of hours in the evening. Generally turns to tan. And we do recommend that people come 3 times consecutively.
If someone's put on the card, burn easily, never tan, would you put them under the machine?
I would, because we don't have the ultraviolet B rays in our beds, and those are the burning rays which are found in a lot of the other
What kind of rays do you have?
We have the UVA, the alpha ray, and that is the tanning ray. So
Has it ever been known to burn anyone?
I haven't known of anybody that's burned in our beds. I mean, not at all.
Were you,
I was there for the first 2 sessions that she went to. I said to the lady myself, I said, look at her, she's turning red, and the lady, both of them swore up and down. They said, look at me, look at me. I got red too, but when I come out, I turned tan. And I said to her, I said, you sure? Look at her, she's getting red. The second day, I said the exact same thing. I said, look, she is turning red, something's not right. And he says, no, we promise you, we guarantee it, we swear, you cannot.
Is it this lady that said that?
She was there on the first session.
It was another
And
lady.
it was the other lady on the last 2. And the only reason he hasn't brought her is because she said, yes, you are burnt. Do not go under any longer.
That's not
How
true.
do you arrive at this $1,000 that you're seeking?
Okay, $150 for the package.
Yes.
$45 for the doctor, which I've brought a receipt. And $30, which is actually in excess of that, for various lotions. I went through cans of Solacane before I went to the doctor. $55 for a day of work. $20 for today. That comes to $300
$20 for what?
for today. I'm going to take time off for today. $100 for the abuse that man, who I don't know his name, was put there to give to me in the Beverly Hills salon. And then 200 days for the 3 nights that I couldn't sleep and just got mental and physical torture from their company.
Take a short recess. I'll
Can
come
I
back
just
in.
conclude with 2 comments, Your Honor?
All right.
Okay, first of all, so much drama again here. I don't have a date for a doctor's report. Where are the registers?
I'll show it to you. Here's
Okay.
the report. Here's the report. Take a look at it.
Okay, it's dated 4/6, that's April 6th. She came the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, yet the first time she goes to the doctor is 2 days after her last visit. So, she was
Because
in
on the
such
first
pain,
day-
but she lives with it for that many days. That's the first point. The second point, if she had sent a registered letter some way, I never received any letters from her. I don't think she has any
Yes, you did receive a letter
documentation that they
from
were
me.
sent registered.
You told her
Any-
to come down to your office
Wait,
anyway.
What's the purpose of the letter?
Well, the purpose is obviously if anyone who comes into any business complains and you give them an instant refund, you're out of business. If someone comes in with a valid complaint, which this woman obviously feels she has, and takes the time to document it in
She
a
said
letter.
you talked
I
to a
did.
person at your other salon,
And I gave him a
and he
letter.
said he gave her a lot of abuse.
Well, my partner said that she didn't want to follow up on it and she wanted a refund right
Well,
there.
but you don't consider that a complaint. You'd rather have her write a letter than come in.
Well, we run a national company, Your Honor, so there's certain procedures that have to be followed. And finally, I just have a document I'd like you to see. We were voted one of the best 10
I don't care if you were voted number 1 in the country, sir.
It's a credibility issue, Your Honor.
It has nothing to do with credibility,
Thank you,
sir.
Your
It's
Honor.
not admissible.
Well, how do you think Judge Wapner is going to decide this case? Do you think he'll find for the plaintiff, or will it be the defendant? We'll be back to find out right after these messages.
Notice Kentucky Fried Chicken breasts are much smaller than Pioneer's. That's because their chickens are cut into 3 small breasts instead of 2 large ones. Why do you think they do this?
For very small people. Is this one of those nuggets?
3 breasts? Chickens don't have 3 breasts, do they?
Pioneers don't. At Pioneer, you get what you pay for. Not only do you get great tasting chicken, but you get a lot more chicken to taste. Pioneer, we do chicken better.
A message from Lucky.
Hi, it's Mother. I'm back again. I'd like to tell you about the 3 exciting new soups from Gourmet Pride. There's Garden Vegetable Supreme, Chicken Mushroom, and my favorite, Spicy Chinese Chicken Soup with real pea pods and water chestnuts. It's a tough choice.
Gourmet Pride soups are now only 59 cents this week at Lucky. Lucky, still the low price leader.
We were shocked when the banks turned down our home loan. They said we had some credit problems, and that we didn't have enough income.
We just wanted to fix up the house and pay off our bills.
Yeah, get some breathing room. So we called First Alliance.
They put together a loan we really could afford. We saved $500 right away because there was no application or appraisal fee.
And we got our money in just 10 working days.
Call First Alliance at 1-800-452-4488.
It was so easy.
I'll give you 2 reasons why our audience is watching Channel 9. Regis and Kathy Lee. Regis and Kathy Lee. Do you have any idea how good that show is? How it dominates every market it's in. And it's in our market on Channel 9. Now, why didn't we get the show? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I was too busy playing with my partner. Why don't we all watch them? And then when the ratings come in, we can all read them and weep. Regis and Kathy Lee, 9 on Channel 9. Why don't we all watch them?
A plaintiff's case is, in the law, we call a hybrid. It's both breach of contract, whereby the defendant guaranteed a first tan or money back, and it's also negligence in inflicting a burn. The doctor's report that plaintiff has submitted, which I showed the defendant, says the burn was not induced by sun. It's interesting to me that the defendant brings the plaintiff's husband's card, which talks about the fact that he tans easily and doesn't burn easily and so forth, but he doesn't bring the plaintiff's card. The plaintiff says all she filled out was the fact that she burns easily and she never tans. The defendant says that you don't burn under this machine, but the other side of the coin is he says that if you burn, you get your money back. So it's obvious that you can burn under this machine, as far as I'm concerned, by the defendant's own testimony. Plaintiff is entitled to recover for the money that she paid, plus the doctor bill, plus the lotions, plus lost earnings and pain and suffering. My judgment is for plaintiff for $1,000.
Doug Llewellyn talks to the plaintiff and the defendant about Judge Wapner's decision right after these messages.
Homeowners, burglaries and worse can happen to you. That's why you need security shutters. They provide a physical barrier of protection to safeguard your home, your valuables, and the lives of those you love. Residential crime is approaching an all-time high, yet silent alarms, wired windows, and security patrols provide only limited protection. But security shutters protect all openings to your home 24 hours a day, allow fresh air and light to enter when closed, disappear completely when raised, and they're available with electric or manual controls. Beautiful to look at, these remarkable shutters reduce heating and cooling costs, plus can substantially increase the value of your home. Homeowners, Get the facts about this new kind of security system. Call this toll-free number now to receive free information by mail. There's no obligation.
Call 1-800-344-1144. That's 1-800-344-1144, toll free. Call 1-800-344-1144.
For free legal information on auto accident rights, call 1-800-THE-LAW-2, the Legal Rights Defenders. Pain is difficult, and if you have been hurt as a driver, a passenger, or pedestrian, call us for free legal information at 1-800-THE-LAW-2. We are available to answer your questions until 10 at night and weekends. 1-800-THE-LAW-2. It's all the law you need to know.
We'll be back for the litigants' reactions to Judge Wapner's decision in just a moment.
When we made Heinz Homestyle gravy, we used a homemade recipe like yours.
Oh, really?
Real beef juices just like yours.
Oh, yeah? But where are the lumps? Oh, no.
Heinz Homestyle gravy, so close to homemade.
Velveeta. Velveeta. It's those lively jalapenos blended into Velveeta Mexican that makes your nachos or any Mexican cooking a fiesta of taste. Velveeta.
New Nestle Toll House Ready-to-Bake Cookie Dough presents Plastic Guy.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Say, bring on some of those cheap plastic snacks I love to munch while enjoying some fine commercial TV.
No, dear, I'm baking you some fresh Toll House cookies.
Wow, for me? But that's so real. Besides, I like instant gratification.
Well, look, dear, they're ready-to-bake frozen scoops that just take 10 minutes.
Fantabuloso.
New Nestle Toll House Ready-to-Bake Cookie Dough. Real Toll House cookies, fast at last.
Say, honey, these are great. Let's share them with the kids. We have kids, don't we?
So this time, here in court, it's the defendant who gets burned to the tune of $1,000. The defendant, Mr. Goodhue, has just come out of the courtroom. What is your reaction to Judge Wapner's decision?
Well, it's unfortunate because I think it's a good example of some prejudices that have existed in the tanning business for a long time, and I just don't feel like he really listened to what I was saying, but we lost, and that's it.
Well, you certainly heard everything you had to say.
Yeah, but, you know, he believed some of the things she said and kept them as fact, and then when I disputed them, it was like, well, you know, she said it, so that was it. But that's all right. We run a successful business, so I don't mind.
Okay, very good.
Thanks.
Thanks very much. Officer Burrell is waiting for you, and now the plaintiff is on her way out of the courtroom. Ms. Kammerman, how do you feel about the judge's decision?
Very pleased, very pleased. He said they'd laugh for me if